Good afternoon to all. This is Team Aveksha. I'm Kausar.
I'm Mohammad Ejazul.
I'm Irfan Sheikh.
I'm Poonam Kumari. Our project is based on facial recognition attendance system. It includes these contents. Before starting about facial recognition attendance system, let me give a small introduction about facial recognition. Facial recognition is a technology to identify a person using facial feature with the help of software. This software includes machine learning and deep learning algorithms to identify an individual face of a particular person. Here are some applications of facial recognition. Like, it is used as a tool to identify lost people. Means, nowadays, almost in every street we can find a camera by which we can identify lost people by using this technology. And facial recognition attendance system. And passenger check-ins at airport. Means, if any criminal flee to any other country, by using facial recognition technology, it helps to identify such criminals by matching from the police database. And also in safety and security, like we are using face locks in our mobiles and laptops. From all these applications, our project is based on facial recognition attendance system. Let's start with the introduction. Nowadays, attendance is most important for both students as well as teachers. Don't you think taking and giving attendance is more time consuming? Yes, right. So with automatic technology, the machine automatically detects the attendance performance and maintain the record of those collected data. Generally, attendance is two types: manual attendance system and automatic attendance system. Whereas in manual attendance system, teacher need to call the student roll calls and mark the attendance manually. I think it may be very time consuming process, right? And student may answer multiple times on the absence of their friends, like we do in our classroom sometimes. So the problem arises when we talk about the manual attendance system. So to overcome all these issues, we go with automatic attendance system. So by using facial recognition attendance system, automatically estimate the presence of the students and the rest of the students' attendance is mapped as an absent. The next analysis part will be explained by Ejaz.
So let me tell you how this facial recognition works. Actually, facial recognition works in three steps. First is detection, next analysis, next is recognition. In detection, actually it uses computer vision. Here, computer vision is a field of artificial intelligence which helps machines to visualize the things. It is used for image classification, image detection, object detection, and content-based image retrieval. For example, if you search something on Google, irrespective of file name, based on the content present on that image, it will give you the result. So it helps to visualize the machines. So here, as part of detection, here it draws the boundary lines around the face because only facial part is necessary for us. Remaining objects are unnecessary. So here facial part is necessary to be analyzed. So that part is brought and sent for the analysis purpose. Here analysis plays a key role because, for example, if I make a different haircut or I wear some eyewear, etc., if I remove my specs, as humans, you can differentiate and you can identify that it is me. But how does a machine do? So what parameter does a machine consider to differentiate these things? So it considers some key landmarks in a face called as nodal points, like the distance between the ears, distance between the eyes, the depth of eye sockets. These parameters are considered and it generates a mathematical formula or something like this, a hash code. It considers these parameters and it generates some code lines. So this part is done in the analysis part. That is also called as facial feature extract. And this code is sent for recognition. In recognition, already we will be keeping the several images in the database and those are in the encrypted format and a code will be applied on every image. And this code will be matched against that code and it looks for maximum similarity. If there is a similarity, then it returns true or else it returns false. Over time, different algorithms are developed as per research like eigenfaces, local binary, pattern histograms, Fisher faces, etc. In our project, we will be implementing using Python libraries like face recognition, OpenCV, and DB. Here, OpenCV is nothing but computer vision mode. For example, let me show you the flowchart of the project. Here we will be recording in real time using the surveillance camera and sending the video or image. From that, only face part is cropped using the face detection, and it's sent to the facial feature extractor, and as you can see that here there are certain nodes, and it generates a hash code, and that is sent to the face recognizer, which checks from the person database, and if there is a match found, it assigns the attendance or else no. As any system has certain flaws, right? Our system also has some limitations which will be continued by it.
As of now, we are seeing the analysis of the part. So we are going to the limitations of this project. So let me explain you it step by step. So first of all, nowadays we are dealing with a big data, right? Big data is nothing but a lot of storage have to be initialized. So for our project, there is a lot of storage required. For that, it comes under a lot of privacy issues and also price issues. So, and the second thing is, if there are twins. Even though they are twins, our project is going to a proposed system for that. So it also comes under limitations. But further, we will be introducing a proposed system for the twins. And the third one is illumination. Illumination in the sense, if there are the resolution issues. If one person going in front of the camera and there is some faster movements, even there are, at a time please move 3 to 4 times, there will be some illustrated part, and even there is a haircut, or even there is a mask, or even for religious purpose a burqa, like that. So there are some of the illustrations, so it may comes under the limitations of our project. And the third one is aging and expressions. So let me explain this point, aging and expressions, with an example. So if we take details of any particular student in 6th class, okay, and furtherly we are using this FRAS, means facial recognition attendance system. So let me call it FRAS. So we are using this FRAS project for 6th class of that particular student. So further years, if we consider in 10th class, same student in 10th class, he will get somewhat facial nodal points change, and somewhat the points will have to be changes. So for that, we have to manipulate the issues, and we have to manipulate the details of the particular student. So last one is resolution issues. If we take a data in high resolution, but while we are capturing the image in low resolution, there will be resolution issues for that. So further, we have limitations, but we also have merits for this project. So merits explained by Poonam.
Till now we completed with limitations. Now let us discuss the merits of our project followed by demerits. Starting with the most efficient and significant merit of our project is that it saves time. That is, as great people say, time saving is money saving, and this seems to be true. Let me explain you how. The first thing one of our faculty do when they come to class is that they take attendance by spending 5 minutes of entire class, and this is somewhat time consuming. So this can be resolved by using this FRAS system, facial recognition attendance system. The second merit is that it improves efficiency. That is, FRAS system maintains records of all our activities. Now let us imagine if someone asks your past attendance details, then it takes time to go back, search all the files and retrieve your data. So instead of this you can use FRAS system. That is, you can just scroll back, retrieve your data with just a few clicks anytime and anywhere. This FRAS system also eliminates proxy attendance, which are performed by students, that is us, and also human errors like calling duplicate roll numbers. The next one is it provides touchless safety. That is, no person is required to touch any surface, and they can enter or exit any premises in a significantly less time. This will minimize the spread of virus and also saves a lot of time. This had been used during COVID-19 pandemic. The next one is it enhances workspace security. This is especially important when we have sensitive data. That is, no outsider can access your data without your permission. This keeps our system and all other private details confidential, and only you can access it. The next one is it is more accurate and error-free since the tracking is done in real time. The demerits of our project is explained by it.
So as of now, we are familiar with the merits. So let me explain the demerits. So first of all is it creates a data vulnerability. vulnerability in the sense being of attack or being any harmless attack like or a hacking attack. So if we are in this project we are dealing with a lot of data. So for that purpose there will be some of a leakage of data or anything, some extra factors will go on. So and second one is errors can manipulate. Here let me deal with this point with a right example. So if there is a person of a criminal database, so let me take an example of criminal database. In that there is a details of the criminal. So if any hacker or any person can manipulate the criminal details in the innocent people. If we keep an innocent face or in criminal database, so it comes under this manipulations. So the innocent people will get harmed and will get a loss of life. So and third one is potential privacy issues. As of now, we are dealing with the facial recognition. The potential privacy issues in the sense, if why we have to use. So here the violation of a privacy security concern. So there is a security for our face, right? So whenever our any details we are giving to the something to a website or to any database, so it comes under a privacy protection concern. So we have to comes under demerits. And another thing is frauds, crimes. As you know, you all are familiar with this point. So let me simplify that. So whenever any database or any details of this project, any project, so we have to deal with the frauds and attacking harms. So for that we have to improve the project from our side. Now next there will be a problem statement explained by friend.
Till now, we completed with limitations, merits and demerits. We have some problems, so we are taking some problems and to overcome it further. So the problems of this facial recognition system are, if they are twins, the system can't distinguish between them as they have same face cuts. And also facial recognition system fails if a person is not aligned properly. Means if a person is not correctly placed to the camera, so that the camera can't recognize the person's face. So we can overcome these problems by proposed system. So proposed system will be explained by Aziz.
As I already told you that it analyzes some nodal points. So in case of twins, there will be exactly similar nodal points, so it will generate the exact same code for both people. So to overcome this problem, we can use some integration with iris detection along with facial recognition, so that we can overcome this issue. If not, we can also add some gesture detection feature, like it doesn't recognize unless if I blink my eyes for 2 times, like that. Certain gesture detection can also be added. And coming to the alignment problem, we have to make our database consistent such that we have to save the images of students in different multiple angles and poses, so that in every angle our facial recognition system can recognize. So the conclusion of our project will be contributed.
As we have discussed everything from introduction to proposed system, let me give you a small brief on what our project is. As generation progresses, people are becoming more and more impatient, and they don't want to spare their extra time on anything. This has led to a quick and easy way of marking the attendance through FRAS system. FRAS system marks the student attendance at low cost. A system like this also provides an additional layer of protection at the workplace. With advances in some digital technology, FRAS system has improved and acceptance rate is relatively high. In some ideal conditions, the FRAS system facial verification provides up to accuracy of 99.97 according to research done by CSIS, Center for Strategy and International Studies. Finally, I want to conclude with one point that as image itself is not stored in database, the process is secure, and these can be implemented not only in educational institutions but also at some large areas like shopping malls, hospitals and companies or industries for marking the presence and absence of employees and also to enhance security. These can implement it in our campus at AB1 or AB2 blocks and at seminar halls also, and if possible these can be also implemented at our entrance gates for marking the presence and absence of employees and for counting the number of visitors visited.
As of now, we have completed with what is facial recognition attendance system is and its process. Now, let me clarify you all by presenting a small video. Generally, manual attendance system is very time consuming. So, by using facial recognition attendance system, we can mark the attendance very easily and conveniently. Here we can see the camera is fixed at the center and top of the blackboard. The first step is training the faces of all the students. Here we can see the student face is training in several orientations. And this process is repeated for all the students of the class. So, whenever the students appear in front of the camera, it compares that face with all the trained images. And whenever it finds a match, it marks the attendance of those students who comes in front of the camera. And the system can automatically mark the attendance of multiple students at a time. So, this is the brief explanation of our project. Thank you. Signing off, Team Aveksha.
Thank you, Kausal, right? Kausal and Azaz, Irfan, and then Poonam. First of all, I appreciate all four of you for coming up with very beautiful presentation. It was so impressive, and the topic which you have selected was also very much useful because current days you get into industry or government sector more often in the schools and colleges. As rightly pointed out, it's taking a lot of time in manual attendance system and documentary process. Then again, we have to take the data back and we have to go back to some Excel format and then you save it. All that is becoming a big challenging, and I hope all these challenges will be enhanced and addressed by your facial recognition attendance system. And you also took it into 3 stages, like you started off with stage 1 as detection, and then stage 2 you spoke about the analysis of your application, and stage 3 you went on with recognition. And as you also have addressed a couple of limitations, and the twin faces was one of the real challenge which you took up, and the other challenges which you spoke about, sometimes having the traditional dress codes will become a tough call for your application to recognize whether it's a real image or a fake image sometimes. And the other things like related to your privacy issues, I think that's a more concern end of the day, because you're capturing the entire data and it has to be provided with more security. And the more secure the application, the more it would be enhanced, useful to your maybe the society or maybe your industry or maybe academia. I think you have come up with your problem statement and you have also addressed your proposed system to it. Hope you start working on your proposed system. I'll be personally looking very keen into your application from today, because I am also more connected to this application. There are a couple of papers which recently got published onto this. I think that would also add on to your research work. And hopefully, if everything goes fine, I think we can have one facial recognition attendance monitoring system from RGKT Basa University, helping out all the faculty members. I'll be the first person to be happy, because I don't want to spend and waste my 10 minutes of valuable time in the class. I think your application will help me in taking attendance online. And the device, I think you also have to come up with a device which you have to fix it in a classroom or maybe at the entrance of a classroom that will make sense in capturing the images of students or maybe the faculty. I think this system will help out our campus and all the other campuses. So very soon, let us hope that they'll come up with a facial attendance recognition system and monitoring system from RGKT Basa University. Thank you guys. Really,